Do you know anything about the Laughing Witch and Thunderfoot situation?
No.
Okay.
I've been kind of out
Uh,
of loop, the YouTube loop for a while.
yeah, well, okay. Basically, Laughing Witch sent a letter, was on a letter writing campaign or something to get Thunderfoot fired from his job, right?
That's bullshit.
Yeah. Well, they
Because
wrote
of
a
stuff he's
letter.
been posting on YouTube.
Yeah, and they wrote a letter to his job saying that he was like a racist and he was a Nazi and all this other bullshit stuff, right?
I heard about that. I forgot what his comment was, but what they did was they it was one of the worst cherry picks I have ever heard of, where they said that he was a Nazi sympathizer, um, and that he hated Jewish people because of something very, very. They took something completely out of context. Like I saw a video not too long ago where he actually did put it all into context. He played the entire thing, and what he said actually made sense. But what they did was they just whittled it down to this 5 second soundbite, which made it sound like he hated Jewish people, like Nazi style hated Jewish people.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, I understand. I know where this is. But I don't know about this whole letter writing campaign.
Yeah, so they wrote letters to his job, and as Torva says down here in the comment section, the local police department and the local newspapers of Phil Mason. And so, during this whole letter writing campaign, she made a few videos, and in one of them, she had sent an email, I think, to probably his place of business or his work, and she had her name up there, right? She had her name and everything, and so Phil, he makes a video responding to the letter writing campaign, and just all of that in general, right?
Right.
And he plays the video saying, like, look, here's your name. You can easily search it, find the business, and you know what? Businesses have Yelp pages, and apparently that was an attack video. And
What?
so, yeah, apparently it was an attack video, and she is kind of calling for something that I think is a little bit extreme. But she uploaded a video to Jenny McDermott's page, and we're going to listen to that here.
Okay.
Hey YouTube, it's Laughing Witch. I'm gonna do another video. So, Phil Mason did another attack video on my husband's company last night while I was asleep.
Okay, just to point this out real quick, he did not do an attack video. He posted a response video that that was updating people on the current situation, the current happenings in it. Just because, I mean, it's Thunderfoot's channel, and on Thunderfoot's channel, I mean, he has these kind of updates in his personal life and whatnot. And so it was basically just letting people know about the situation, what had happened, and whatnot. And in that video, I'm wanting to say he pointed out how the media was biased against him and whatnot. So
I just want all of his subscribers to know that Yelp and Google Plus are well aware that we're under cyber attack, and we are under cyber attack. There are people that say he didn't directly order his subscribers to go and do this, but he kind of did. He kind of...
No, he didn't. He didn't order them at all. He pointed it out in a video, but there was no, hey, go and leave some shitty comments on their Yelp page.
did. He knows how to use the dog whistles. He's been doing this against Muslims and against Anita Sarkeesian and against general different feminists for quite some time now. So he has it down. He knows how to manipulate his subscribers into action. So the FBI is investigating. They are capturing all the IPs of the people who are stupid enough to come in and give a false review. I realize you guys think this is all fun and games, but
I do have to laugh at that. The FBI is taking note of who was leaving shitty reviews on Yelp.
On Yelp. Yeah.
On Yelp. Like, I understand, like, Google being kind of in on it because of, you know, if she's actually trying to report him for being bullying or whatnot, she could be in contact with Google. She's probably definitely in contact with Yelp but to have reviews taken down that aren't authentic. I don't think that she has the kind of interaction with these companies that she's really espousing here.
Well, I mean, you remember that that bakery, I think it was in Oregon, that refused to serve the lesbian couple a wedding cake.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they got hammered on Yelp by people from all across America, and nothing happened to any of them.
Well, let's see what else Laughing Witch has to say.
In reality, all the reviews are being taken down. We have the documentation that's a cyber assault. Now the investigation begins. And everybody, just understand, the reviews will come down every night. And you could be part of a criminal FBI probe.
I sincerely doubt that. I doubt that it's going to be a criminal, like, case. Like, it could be civil. I mean, you could do a civil case, but I'm thinking that considering, like Torva said in the comments here, that before this whole Thunderfoot situation, your business was $100K in the hole and in pretty much trouble.
This just sounds like advertisement to me.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, this sounds like the Streisand effect in reverse. Like, they are trying to use the Streisand effect to their benefit.
What's the Streisand effect?
Okay, the Streisand effect is this. Somebody tries to make something disappear. And by doing so, it gets a shitload of attention. Right? So that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to, like, supposedly, Thunderfoot is supposedly trying to get the business to disappear, and by doing so, this person's allowed to make a video, which will get the business a lot more positive attention from those who think and feel the same way that they do. So they're trying to use that concept to benefit themselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, people who would normally not go there but think along the same lines as her will now flock there as, like, kind of a mecca.
Right. Okay. Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah.
And my senator is working with YouTube. Because what we hope to do as a result of having been through this is change the terms of service. He clearly violated my privacy.
No, she violated her own privacy by putting her name out there. I don't see anything that Thunderfoot did as violating her privacy.
Yeah, it's actually under fair use. So, nope.
Yeah, I mean, because she had the video up on her channel where she showed her name, and I mean,
yeah,
just because.
Use.
Yeah, just because he talked about how easily it was to find her information doesn't mean that he doxed her or anything. I mean, he literally only showed, like, her business webpage real briefly, and then and then reminded people, like, well, they've got a Yelp, and so people went on their own. I think somebody in the comments said that Thunderfoot actually said, "Don't go and do anything."
Yeah, I mean, and I can completely see him do that. Yeah, I think that he at times has been a bit of a fucking jackass, but he's not like this. He's so anti-doxing, and he's never once been hypocritical. Yeah, he's been an asshole in the past. There's no doubt about that, but he's never been hypocritical. And that would be very hypocritical for him because after Yawa doxed him, and tried to get him fired from his job, he's been on a huge anti-doxing campaign. So the chances of him doing that to somebody else is very low. But just saying, yeah, the information is out there. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, there's not. And it's not an attack. Like, he was not attacking her at all. Like, he was responding to her, but apparently now responses to her or any female is an attack. So,
Hashtag feminism.
oh yeah, patriarchy.
Clearly. And because there's no real moderation on YouTube, they don't want to deal with it. They just want to.
No
Oh, yeah,
real
what it-
moderation on YouTube? Hold on a second. We got flagged 5 or 6 times in one night, bitch. Like, seriously.
Now, I mean,
How
what
the
do
fuck
you?
do you say that?
Well, I mean, how do you feel about her saying that she's gonna force YouTube to update their terms of service so that they can censor people who are quote unquote attacking others?
No, fuck that. It's not attacking, it's criticizing. You know, you can call anything an attack. I mean, there is basically, you would not be able to criticize anything anymore if you said that everything was an attack. You know, granted, the YouTube comment section would be a lot quieter, but where the fuck's the fun in that?
I think you got a question in the comments.
No, I'm cool. Thank you. See, my wife knows to ask me if I want a sandwich. Fucking patriarchy works to my advantage.
Well, and you know, if her senator or whatnot is actually working and contacting YouTube and trying to get laws made, that means that public money is going to seeking to make a private business change how they do business, basically.
And also keep in mind that if the FBI actually is involved, the first word of that acronym is federal. That
Yeah.
means that mine, yours, and everybody in the comment section who lives in America, our tax dollars are going towards this bullshit.
So thank you for wasting more taxpayer money. It's not. Don't worry. I mean, it's not like the government needs help in doing that shit, right?
Exactly.
Ignore it. So we're going to punch down and get this resolved. He's angry with me because I engaged in a legitimate protest. And if you look at what he's trying to do to me and my husband's company, you can.
She's got this narrative that says he's butthurt. In every video that I've seen of her, it all boils down to her thinking that she has hurt Phil's feelings.
You know what's funny though? Like,
What?
Thunderfoot has how many followers?
400 and some odd thousand?
I've never heard of this woman till tonight. I'm just gonna put that out there. So
Well,
the chances that she has hurt him in any way, shape, and or form is probably pretty small. I'm gonna say like 0.1% chance that she has hurt him in any fucking way.
No, and I mean, he got her letter that she had sent to his work, and he read it and he laughed the entire time. So I don't see how she gets that he's.
As would have I.
Yeah.
I'm saying that, I love trolling people, and I've gotten some hateful fucking responses, and they're 99% of the time they're laughable, but I mean, this one woman seems to think that she has a law on her side, and she really does not, and that's that's beyond sad. I mean, that's kind of like, in the movies when you have two guys standing off and they've each got their gangs face to face, and one guy's like, I'll give you $1 million if you all drop your guns right now and walk away. And they do, and the guy's left standing on his own. That's basically what's happening here. Like, she thinks that she has all this righteousness and backup on her side, but she's really got nothing. It's all bullshit.
Well, what do you think about her claim that she had a legitimate protest against Thunderfoot? Like, apparently
Okay,
he's
I can see feminists and religious fanatics joining along with her, but they don't really care about the actual protest itself. They just want to hurt Thunderfoot. Like, you know what I mean? They don't really
yeah.
care what's happening to her. They just want to
No, well,
hurt him.
yeah. Well, and I mean, now she's a pariah. You know, I mean, she's just a
Exactly.
poor, persecuted feminist that is being bullied by this huge YouTuber. You know, and whatnot, and so she's playing up the victim card like really well.
All right, let's
See
keep
that
going.
most of what I said was fairly accurate. I shouldn't have said racist. I should have said bigot. I shouldn't have said Nazi. I should have said fascist.
Like that makes it any better? I mean, they're still not true.
Okay, so in the past, Thunderfoot has promoted socialism in quite a few of his videos. He's promoted socialism. So he's a fascist socialist. Let that sink in. He's both far right on the political spectrum and almost far left on the political spectrum.
At the
At
same
the
time,
same exact time.
he's Schrodinger's opinion.
Exactly. Like, how the fuck does that work? Like, he's a zombie, I guess. I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't either. Let's see what else she has to say. It gets better.
And if you're one of his subscribers and you are offended by that, I'm sorry, but a lot of his subscribers have a fascist mentality, which is free speech is only for them, and everybody else gets silenced by mobs of terrorists.
I'm
Okay.
sorry, but did she not sound like she was describing feminists?
Yeah, and it's not a free speech issue. It's a criticism issue, and not only does she sound like feminist, but she sounds like a fucking radical Christian or Islamist, where blasphemy is not accepted because you're criticizing an idea. And no, he's not shutting down the conversation at all. In my opinion, from what I've heard so far, he has not attempted to silence one side's argument. He's merely actually doing the complete opposite. Like, how do you fall a DMCA against somebody or say that they're doxing you while at the same time saying they're trying to shut down the flow of information? Like, that's a complete contradiction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a bunch of horseshit. The
Who run
projection.
around threatening to destroy your life, which is what they're doing to me right now. He proves why that letter writing campaign was necessary by his actions right now.
But what actions has he done? I mean, he's made response videos. I've made response videos. Does that mean that I'm I'm attacking people?
As have I. I mean, I've made response videos against large organizations such as Greenpeace, and they haven't even come after me at all. I've been a part of much larger things. Like, I was one of the people who was responsible for Rob Schneider getting fired from State Farm Insurance as a spokesperson, and I've yet to see any kind of criminal action against me for that. Calling somebody out on their bullshit is just calling somebody out on their bullshit. It doesn't need a legal response. It needs an educated response.
Yeah, well, apparently responding to her or making any kind of video about your side of things is just wrong, and you shouldn't do it. So let's hear more about that. how wrong it is and how she's being bullied.
So as I said, the reviews are coming down. You're not going to do anything. It's a well-documented terror attack, cyber terror attack at this point.
We're terrorists. That's all Thunderfoot fans are. They're terrorists.
If any T-Foot fans are here tonight, I recommend that you go to this person's place of business, their Yelp account, give them the best review that you can, and then at the end, sign it, Thunderfoot sent me. I'm not joking. Let's see if they take that shit down.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I mean, it doesn't fit their whole persecution narrative. So
exactly. So it would be hilarious if that were to happen. So if anybody knows this business, do it.
Well,
I don't even know what business her husband owns.
It's a bathtub business.
It's a what?
Bathtubs.
Bathtubs.
Yeah, that's the extent that I know about it. They fix them, they install them, they do bat stuff.
They install bathtubs. Yeah. Oh. How?
Involving yourself in it is foolish. And I want to thank everybody who's supporting me and who's backing me up. I've had a lot of wonderful people reach out to me and my husband. We've made a lot of new friends. And down below in the description is the link to our fundraiser where we're trying to offset the losses he's trying to force us to incur.
And there's the rub. There's the key there. We've got a fundraiser. We want you to give us money.
In pure Anita Sarkeesian fashion.
Yeah. And it's really amazing that, I mean, because I think that's what it really boils down to right there is having a fundraiser and get that pity money, because apparently Thunderfoot has incurred so much destruction on her business.
So, if I was to make a video that said that Thunderfoot insulted me in some way, do you think I could start a GoFundMe?
Definitely, dude. You need to get on there and be like, look, Thunderfoot attacked me in a video, and I've incurred...
I can say that he indirectly attacked me since I own a bathtub.
I own a bathtub, and I
now
feel
every
so
time
hurt.
I look at it, I my PTSD acts up, and I can no longer take baths because Thunderfoot attacked this poor cunt. And please send me money. Shut the fuck up. Like, seriously. I'm sorry,
he's
but
trying to force my husband's business to close because no reason. It's amazing that anybody would buy his bullshit and think that engaging in an orchestrated terror cyber attack on a legitimate American business is a reasonable response.
On an American business. Now, you could pull that shit on a London business or a UK business or one of them Spanish businesses, even a Mexican business. Not on us American businesses. We're better than other businesses because
I just want to say, like, okay, on average, what's the turnaround time for a bathtub? 60, 70 years?
Yeah.
Like, it's not the best business to get into. I can understand if it was toilets. Yeah, toilets probably have a shorter shelf life. But a bathtub...
the way I use them, they certainly do.
Exactly, me too. A bathtub has a much shorter shelf life, or much longer shelf life. So it's very rare that people want to replace their tubs. You know, they might be remodeling before they move. Okay, so maybe let's say you have like 3 to 4 people moving a year. How many tubs do you move on an annual basis? Like, it can't be above 10.
Yeah.
Y'all asses are broke and you're looking for a paycheck. Like, straight up.
Well, and I mean, they're talking about like losses they've incurred since Thunderfoot engaged in this terrorist attack. And it's like, for one thing, a terrorist attack normally has some kind of political agenda behind it, and you're seeking to do something, and you're using scare tactics in order to do it.
They
That's
have
not what
11
Thunderfoot is doing.
employees. 11 employees. For what?
Well,
Like,
you
okay,
you gotta.
they have 11 employees, 7 of which play fucking Game Boy for 7 hours a day. I don't see it.
I don't know. I see it. It's because I mean, if they're like $100,000 in debt before this whole Thunderfoot thing, it would make sense. And they're probably gonna be like, he caused $100,000 worth of damage to our business. It's like, nope, you did that beforehand by picking bathtubs.
Bathtubs. Like, that is one of the dumbest markets you can possibly get into, unless you like.
But yeah, I think you included construction.
Yeah, I mean, construction, as of right now, due to the housing market, construction is slowed across the U.S. After the housing bubble popped, especially. I know it's picking back up now, but fresh construction is still slow nationwide. So even if they were a nationwide operation, they still wouldn't be moving a whole lot of product. And if you think of that bathtub is made of ceramic, given the dimensions of your average tub, you're maybe making $100 to $150 per tub that you sell. That's after procuring it, housing it, and then moving it. Yeah, maybe $100 to $150 per tub. You have 11 employees, even at minimum wage. I mean, you'd have to sell 20 tubs, 25 tubs a day just to cover your overhead. I don't see it.
Ceramic? Did you get yours in the early 1900s? Yeah. Well,
You know what I mean, though.
yeah.
Ceramic, fiberglass, whatever. I mean, but the cost of overhead.
Well, and I mean,
I just
you got to
don't
figure.
see a profit.
Well, yeah, I mean, you got to figure the fiberglass tubs and the generic ones are going to be the most popular. I mean, not everybody's going to be going around buying, those expensive, really big tub, or not big, but thick, old timey tubs.
Roman tubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see. There's only about a minute or less than a minute left.
Okay.
To criticism. And it spurred us to start getting even more involved in activism. We need to change the way these terms of services are moderated, because people like Phil Mason shouldn't be able to get away with these attack videos. And it's not criticism. I find this amazing that I criticized him and he got such a butthurt feels. Oh my God, that he's going to try to destroy my husband's business.
But she keeps saying her husband's business. I thought she worked for her husband. And wouldn't it be our business?
If she's such a feminist, like, you would think, right?
Yeah.
That she'd actually say our, or at least she'd say my, or at least our business. Maybe her husband's standing behind her going, "Bitch, you better say it's my business."
Yeah.
Then make me a sandwich.
Emphasize that it's not yours, so they'll stop doing this shit to me.
But he sends waves of harassers after people like Anita Sarkeesian or general Muslims. And
no, he doesn't order people around like that. He's never said, "Hey, go and attack these people for my own personal reasons." Like that's just not how it happened.
Yeah, exactly. He just gave the arguments, and people took it upon themselves to attack them. Like, you're an idiot because reasons, and these reasons were brought up to me by such person.
Right. What I really think going attack is what AIU does. Yeah, that's right, Torva. I think basically what this little video boils down to is that she's got a case of buyer's remorse. Like, she regrets, taking on Thunderfoot to begin with, and I think that she didn't really think it all the way through. Like, with like nearly
No.
500,000 subscribers on his channel, I mean, do you really not think that there's going to be a significant number that's just going to be total dicks about the situation? I mean, I would totally expect that.
I'm gonna say that I do know that a number of Thunderfoot's followers are MRAs. I'm gonna say at least 15%, 15 to 20%. So, like, if he has 400, well, I'm just gonna make it easy. If he has 400,000 followers, that means that 80,000 of his followers are MRAs. So that's 80,000 negative reviews on your shit simply because of the stupid things you've said, along with their own ideals. Yeah, you can't win this fight, girly. Like, I'm sorry. You do not have 80,000 customers to back up. Even if your company is perfect and you do the most amazing job in the world, you do not have 80,000 customers annually.
Right.
I doubt it.
Well, yeah. Well, not only that, but it takes multiple reviews in order to offset the effect of one bad review.
Right.
So I mean, just 80,000 wouldn't even do it. But I mean, I think that either she did this knowing that something like this would happen, and so she's playing up the victim card, or she just didn't think it all the way through. And so, of course, now she's bolstering even more about having the FBI look into it and having a criminal investigation open and all this other stuff. And I think that it's just more to try to scare people than is actual truth.
Yeah, I agree.